Okay, we're going to do the unit 4, day 7 warm up here. All right, so hopefully that will go away. All right, Arush wants to make an open top box by cutting out corners of an 8-inch by 20-inch piece of poster board, then folding up the sides. The volume V of X in cubic inches of the open top box is a function of the side lengths X, inches of the square cutouts. Write an expression for V of X. If you remember when we did this, we had a rectangle, all right, and we cut out these squares right here, and that's what they're calling X, all right? All right. And you cut them out and you throw them away. And then you fold up the sides and it makes this open top box. All right. They're saying this whole thing is 20 and this whole thing is 8 on the side, the original thing. So how much is this side once I take the squares away? Well, this side, you got to take away 2x's. So 20 minus 2x. And then right here, you're going to do 8 minus 2x because there's 2x's. Well, now how do you find the volume of the box? Well, we do the length times the width because the volume of the box is length times width times height. So we do length times width, base, or base times height, either way. And then the height of our box is going to be X because if you think about folding it, it's going to be X tall, this tall. So here we wrote an expression for V of X. All right, number 2. Let's consider the two equations right here. At what point does f of x equal g of x? Now, I wrote where do they intersect, but that will not be there. You have to know whenever you see right here, when two functions are equal, you want to know where they intersect at. So here, what we've got to do is we got to take both of these, all right, and we're going to plug them in. Now, they can actually intersect at multiple points. So put both of them in the way they are. You don't need to multiply that one. That's factored out. So we're going to leave it like this right here. Okay, and if I make it, well, you can see it right here. You can zoom out. They only intersect once, and they actually intersect at their y-intercept, which is 4. So 0, 4. So if they want the point, you can give the point. But in part B, it says, what is the solution to the equation? F of x equals g of x. When they ask you for the solution, notice right here, it's just the x. You want the x value. So here, x equals 0. So make sure you know the difference between those two equations. And then let's simplify this. When I'm subtracting fractions, what do I need? I need a common denominator. Well, here, that has n minus 5. And remember when we put parentheses around this? All right, n minus 5 is together, n minus 2 is together. All right, so here, this one needs an n minus 2, top and bottom. This one needs an n minus 5, top and bottom. Now, so my common denominator is going to be n minus 2, n minus 5. If you want to multiply that out, you're welcome to. All right, so here we go. N times n is n squared. N times 3 is 3n. All right, now do negative 2. Negative 2 times n is negative 2n. Negative 2 times 3 is negative 6. All right, now we got to be very careful with the minus sign. I like to do this. I like to take this minus sign, make it a plus, and distribute it throughout right here. So that's a negative n and a negative 1 that I'm distributing. So negative n times n is negative n squared. All right, negative n times negative 5 is a positive 5n. Negative 1 times n is negative 1n. And negative 1 times negative 5 is a positive 5. And now what we need to do is we need to add our like terms right here. All right, so our n squareds and negative n squared, they actually go away. All right, here, 3n minus 2n is 1n, plus another 5n is 6n. But then when I minus another 1n, I get 5n. Basically, if you took these numbers, 3, negative 2, 5, and negative 1, and added them together, that's what you end up getting, is 5 All right, and you keep the N on there. So I dealt with all of those. Oops, I'm not going to cross it out. I don't need to because they don't cross out. Hold on. All right. Now I've dealt with n's, now deal with the constants. Negative 6 plus 5. What is negative 6 plus 5? It is negative 1. Now remember, to cancel with anything in the denominator, things need a factor. This doesn't factor, so we just leave our answer like this.